Hello everyone. So in today's lecture we started your double integrals and there we did how we can use the Fubini's theorem, to find the double integral over some region R. In that region R can be a rectangular region or it can be your non-rectangular region. So there we did two of the theorems of Fubini's theorem, and then from there we see how we can find the double integral whether region is in rectangular form or it is given in non-rectangular form. So after that, making the base for finding the double integrals, because in most of the unit we are going to deal with the problems how to solve the double integrals. Then we check that it is not always necessary that the given limits of x and y, they will always be provided to you. In most of the cases you are usually given the region of integration, that may be rectangular or non-rectangular. So the main thing here that we need to check is to learn is that how to find the limits of integration. So there we did the limits, how to find the limits of integration in case we are evaluating, say, this integral over some region R, and say we suppose first we integrate with respect to y and then with respect to x. So we consider first case that in some of the question when we have been given no limits of integration but only the region of integration, and if we want to integrate first with respect to y and then with respect to x, so this choice of integrating first with respect to y or first with respect to x depends upon the region of integration. That we will see later. So if we are integrating the function double integral over region R first with respect to y and then with respect to x, something like this, we have considered this example. There we see that there is a three-step strategy where first we have to sketch the region, label the bounding curves, and then find the limits of integration of y by considering an imaginary line that crosses through that region and parallel to y-axis. Since we are finding the limits of integration of y, so we must consider a line parallel to y-axis crossing through that region in the increasing direction of y. So that you see where it enters the region, give that expression, line equation from where it is entering the region, the lower limit of y, and then from where it leaves the region, you say the boundary, the line, the curve from where it is leaving the region is the upper limit of the y. And for x, we say that all those values of x or the limits of x are considered as those values of x for which we can consider all those vertical lines that can pass through the given region R. So in this way, we did the double integral when your y was integrated first and then we integrate with respect to x. Now we take the opposite case, then when we have to integrate with respect to x first and then with respect to y. So we are considering the same question, as I have told in the last lecture also, that we will solve the same question with respect to x and then with respect to y also. So here I am considering the same question, and now we will integrate with respect to x first and then with respect to y. That is, we are now to find this integral, that is your y minus under root x, but now first integration with respect to x and then with respect to y. This is what we have to find. The main thing here is to find the limits of integration from the region of integration that we plot. And this region of integration, just to remind you, is in xy plane. fxy represents surface, that is in 3D, but your region that we are saying again and again, it is your in xy plane. So here the region was it was something like 1, 0, 0 minus 1, and then you have your 0, 0, because it was a line x plus y is equals to 1. Here. This is a line y equals to 0, x-axis. This is a line x equals to 0, your y-axis. And this was the region of integration. Now this is the step 1. This is the step 1. This is the step 1. Again same thing. Sketch the region of integration, sketch the region of integration, and label the bonding curve. Labeling of the bonding curve means you need to find the point of intersection or any other point of relevance. So let me plot it here so that you may not again and again go to the previous slide and just making it in hurry. Yes, say this is the region of integration, and we sketch the region and label the bonding curve. Now to find step second, as when we were integrating with respect to y, it was something like to find the limits of integration y. Now we are since integrating first with respect to x, so we need to first find the limits of x, or limits of integration, or limits of integration of x. So for finding the limits of integration, consider I must horizontal line, horizontal imaginary line L parallel to x-axis. Remember that in the previous case we considered vertical axis or vertical imaginary line parallel to y-axis while we were finding the limits of integration of y. So here, since we are finding the limits of integration of x, so we need horizontal line, imaginary line parallel to x-axis that crosses through that region. Consider a horizontal imaginary line L parallel to x-axis that passes through region R, to region R. So here is your imaginary horizontal line parallel to x-axis that is crossing through this region. So the line horizontal, or simply let me write it as a line L, imaginary line. So line L we see enters region R at. So now we same strategy, we see where this horizontal line is entering the region, and you can see it is entering through this region, it is entering through this region, and here the equation of this line is your x equals to 0. So here you get your x equals to 0, that is your lower limit of x, lower limit of x. So then you have your line L leaves region R at. Now you can see here the line L, imaginary line, leaves at your x equals to 1 minus y, leaves at x equals to 1 minus y, and this is your upper limit of x. So here again we did the same thing, we checked where the imaginary line enters, imaginary horizontal line enters the region, what is the equation of that boundary line where it is entering in terms of x, and where it leaves the region, and then the equation or expression of x for that boundary where it is leaving the region. So here we get the limits of integration of x. Now here one thing you should not hear that when we are saying that it is entering this region x region at the boundary x equals to 0, then it must be clear in your mind that that boundary should be same from where it is entering and from where it is leaving. The boundaries should be same, that is here it is entering always from x equals to 0 and leaving always from x equals to 1 minus y. In case for some non-rectangular reason, say if or non-rectangular reason or any reason, if it is not the case, that is if it is entering the region through some boundary or line and leaving the region through some boundary or line, but that is not same, or entering the region through not the same line or same boundary, for some values of x or y the boundary is different from where it is entering, and for some values of x or y the boundary or line it is entering is different or leaving is different, then in that case we may to relook into the things, and there we have to split split the region into two or more parts. But here at least this is not the case, because here from wherever it is entering the region, line boundary is same, and from wherever it is leaving the region, line boundary is same. So this completes your step 2. Now step 3, limits of y. So here choose all those values of y that contain all possible horizontal imaginary lines that can pass through region R. So now you must choose those values of x, y that contain every horizontal imaginary line passing through that region. So you can see here it is y equals to 0, and here it is y is equals to 1. So these two horizontal lines, the values of y 0 to y equals to 1 contains every horizontal line that can pass through the given region. So here y will be value 0 to 1 that contains all the horizontal lines passing through the given region. So integral that we have to compute was something like this, and putting the limits of integration y minus under root x dx. For x we have the limit 0 to 1 minus y, and y 0 to 1 this is. So here the main thing to find the limits of integration using the region of integration, first integrating with respect to x and then with respect to y. So here it is the thing, and now you can solve the integration, and after solving you will get the answer again as minus 1 by 10 in this case also. So you will again get same value minus 1 by 10. Answer does not vary whether you are integrating first with respect to x or first with respect to y. Answer is not going to vary. Okay, so this completes the topic that how to integrate the limits of integration, or how to find the limits of integration from the region of integration that is given. Now let us consider another thing here. Yes. So this concept of finding the limits of integration from the given region of integration will be now used in each and every question whatever will be given to you. So note area of the, next is your area of the bounded region in the plane. That is, if we have to find the area of the bounded region in the plane, whatever region we are saying that is in xy plane. So if we have to find the area of that region in xy plane, then that we can also find using the double integral. You know, single integral also gives you the area. This is your I is equals to a to b fx dx. This also gives you area under the curve from x a to b. Area under the curve above x-axis from line from the value x a to b, provided fx should be positive. So this gives you the area under the curve. Similarly, for finding the area of the bounded region in the plane, we can also use a double integral, and that is much more easy, because here in this case when fx is positive only, then you can find the area. Otherwise you have to plot the fx and then have to see which forward values of x which is going up and down, and that becomes very complicated. You will not be able to get exact area unless or until you know for which value it is positive, fx is positive, and for which it is negative. So for the double integral, he says the area of the closed and bounded region R is given by R dA. This gives you the double integral form of the area of the given region R in the xy plane. So here you can integrate first to x or y as per the given region of integration. Remember that when we were doing integral in the beginning, we said that this represent volume if f is positive. So volume is your length, breadth into height. So if fxy is equal to 1, then I is equal to represent area. Fxy equals to 1 represent area. Fxy is basically z coordinate. So xy say length, breadth, z is the height is 1, so you please reduce the length into breadth, that is area. So that is a simple concept here used. If you put fxy equals to 1, fxy that is z coordinate means height. So height is equal to 1, so volume is equal to area, length, breadth into height. It is length into breadth. So that is your area. So this is how using double integral we find your area of the given bounded region. And secondly, we have another term of your average value. Remember that for a single variable function, average value of fx over closed interval AB is given as integral of the function from a to b and the length of the interval. It is the ratio of the integral of the function over the given closed interval and divided by a ratio of the integral and the length of the interval which is given. Similarly, for two variables, average value of fxy over a region, because two variables, so we have a region R in xy plane. This is equal to double integral of the function over the given region R. Double integral the function over the given region R divided by the area of the region R. So this will give you the average value of the function over that given region. So what does it imply? So say if fxy, so what does average value represent? Let us see it by statement. If fxy represent distance of points xy in a region R of xy plane from some fixed point P. Say you have some region R and you are taking xy, the points, all those points of region R, and P is a fixed point lying outside, say P, lying outside a region R, then fxy represent average distance of points xy from fixed point P. That is the region R from where we are considering the region R in your xy plane. So we consider some region R, consider all those points of region R and their distance from some fixed point P, say it is outside the region R. Then if you take the average value, if you take the average value of that function fxy, if you take the average value of that fxy, then that will represent the average distance of your function. I should not write it here line outside. I should not write it here outside. Then fxy, then average value of fxy will represent the average distance of that function of those points lying in that plane from that fixed point P. So this is the concept of your average value. This is the concept of your average value. Simply the ratio of the double integral over the given region and also the area of the region. So this completes your two concepts. One is of area and other is of average value. Now we come to the some questions. Example 1. So till now we have been able to find the limits of integration whether with respect to x or with respect to y. We know the strategy how to find the limits of integration using the region of integration. Then we have your area. How to find the area? It is simply this integral in terms of double integral. And again there will be, if you are going for this, then again you have to find the limits of integration if the region of integration is given. And then you have the average value. Now this your example. Sketch the region bounded by line y is equal to x plus 2 and x equals to minus y square. Hence find the area of bounding region. So here comes the question related to area. The main thing is again same, that you have to sketch the region and label the bounding curve. So first of all, let us start with your region of integration. This is x-axis, this is y-axis. So y equals to x plus 2, at x equals to 0, y is equals to 2. This is 1, this is 2, so this is 3, this is 4, this is 1, this is 2. So at x equals to 0, y equals to 2, and x equals to minus 2, y is 0. So it goes something like, yes, this is the line y equals to x plus 2, this is 0, 2. Again, you have the parabola x equals to minus y square, and that lies on the left side of your y-axis. It is something, it will go like this one. It goes like this. Let me just give it some shape. Yes, okay. So now you can see here it is a point of intersection, here it is a point of intersection. Otherwise, first thing is that we should first find the points of intersection, so that you can easily see where the two curves or three curves which has been given for the region of integration, they are intersecting. So here this is a curve or parabola x equals to minus y square. So y is equals to x plus 2 and x equals to minus y square. This gives you y equals to minus y square plus 2, y square plus y minus 2 equals to 0. And on solving this, you will get y is equals to, I am writing directly, minus 2. For y equals to 1, x equals to minus 1, y equals to minus 2, x equals to minus 4. So you got the points of intersection minus 1, 1, that is here. So let me write it like this. It is minus 1, 1. This is the first point of intersection. Another is your minus 4, minus 2. This is your minus 4, minus 2. Yes. So this is the region of integration lying between the curve y equals to x equals to minus y square and y equals to x plus 2. So, and this is your first step, sketching the region of integration and bounding the label curve. So you bounding the label curve means you find all the points of intersection and all the points relevant for your finding double integration. Okay. Now after this one, we come to finding the. Okay, before that, what we need to find the area. And area, say this region I am representing it by R is D, means the area of this region. This bounded and closed region is given by, say this is the region R, this is the region R. And area hence is given by this one. Now let us say we first integrate it with respect to your x and then with respect to y. Let us say we integrate it with respect to x, because when there is no choices given, it totally depends upon the user or the student that what order he wants to take to integrate. He can choose with respect to x or with respect to y. But here, after looking at the region of integration, that I will tell you in the second part of this question, that why we have chosen first with respect to x and not with respect to y. So let us say that we choose first with respect to x after looking at the region of integration. So now, since we have chosen first with respect to x, so we must here draw an imaginary line L, horizontal imaginary line parallel to x-axis that crosses through this region. So limits of x, L enters R at, yes, you can see here, it enters at this boundary, this region, and for that you have x equals to y minus 2. The equation of line is y equals to x plus 2, since but we are finding the limits of integration with respect to x, so we need the equation of the given curve line in the term of x. So here we have x equals to y minus 2. This is the lower limit. We get this as a lower limit, and then L leaves R at Now clearly one thing you must remember, whenever it is entering this region, this line boundary is same. It is not like for some values of y it is entering at this curve and for some other values of y it is entering at some other boundary. It is same. Similarly, when you look at where it is leaving at this boundary everywhere. From wherever you take imaginary line, you can take imaginary line at any part of the region. It is not necessary wherever I have drawn you must draw this. You can draw it at any point, but wherever you draw it crossing the region, it will always enter the same line and leave through the other line that will be same for all the leaving boundaries. So here this is your x equals to minus y square. So this is the upper limit, this is upper limit. So this completes your limits of x. Now for limits of y, all those values of y that covers all the horizontal line passing through this region. So here it is y is equals to minus 4 and here it is y equals to 1. So these are the two values of y, minus 4 to 1, that covers all the horizontal axis passing through the given region. So, okay, just let me see. Sorry, this is a mistake. There is a mistake. Sorry for that. This is y equals to minus 2. This is y equals to minus 2. Yes, students. Yes, be very careful. Many of the times, as I did here, What I did, I just took the value of x. So many students in the question do like this. In hurry, they just took the value of x instead of y, because in hurry they don't see that it is your x, as I just make a mistake. So similarly here y is -2 and y is here, this is 1. Okay, one of the value I have chosen is fine, but other is wrong. So here it is y equals to -2. So be careful about this thing. In hurry, do not take the value of x, but here we are taking the value of y. So area finally becomes values, that is your dx. First the values, limits of integration of x minus y square, and then with respect to y -2 to 1 here, and you can solve this to then find the answer as 9/2. So this completes your how to find the area. The thing was same, just the question was of area, but the thing was same, that you have to find the limits of integration of x and y from the region of integration. So first thing is very important, that you must be very careful while plotting the region of integration. Once that is done, then you check whether I have to integrate with respect to x first or y first. So here I told you that let us first integrate with respect to x. But now for the same question, let me integrate first with respect to y and then with respect to x and see what happens. Okay, so let me just make it just because I have to, yes, here it is, and let me remove these horizontal axes, because now since we will be integrating first with respect to y, so we need vertical axis. Okay, this is done. This is okay. I am just doing this so that you can see it properly. Okay, done now. So now let us say I am now changing the question that let us find area by integrating first with respect to y and then with respect to x. So this will give you answer to the question that why we choose in this question first with respect to x and then with respect to y. So let us find, that is, we now need to find the area like this one, dy dx. We need to find this one now. Okay, this question can also be asked, this question, that is, now we are changing the order of integration, we are reversing the order of integration, that is, now we are integrating first with respect to y and then with respect to x for the same question. So question can be asked in the paper like, usually it is asked like, sketch the region of integration. When he is asking you the question regarding reversing the order, changing the order of integration, it is asked like this one. Sketch the region of integration and hence solve the integral I is equal to, sketch the region of integration and hence solve the integral I is equal to y is equal to -2. These are the limits that we just found, minus y square. Now it is given by changing or reversing the order of integration. Now this is the question. this is the question that is asked regarding changing or reversing the order of integration, and that will give you the answer that why we are in this question. When we were free to choose the order of integration, we choose first with respect to x and then with respect to y. So question is that now instead of giving the region of integration, now he gives you the full integral. He gives you the full integral, and from here first of all, now you can't integrate it as such, because he's saying change the order of integration and then integrate. That is, you must take y here, x here, and that will now change these limits of integration. Why it is so? Because they are dependent upon one another. The limits of x are dependent upon y, so they will not remain same, they will change. So in such question, the step one is same. Step one is same, that you sketch the region of integration. Sketch the region of integration and label the bonding curve. Label the bonding curve. So again, let me, here it is very far away. Let me write it itself here. Let me draw it again here. This is 1, this is 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So this is something, yeah, yes, this is a line. The line y is equal to x plus 2. Line y equals 2. Now from the region of integration, you have the limits minus y less than equals to 1, and x is your y minus 2 less than x less than equals to, yeah, this is. These are the limits of integration that is given in the given question. So from here, you found that you need y minus 2 less than equals to x. Okay, that is your, yes, y is less than equals to x plus 2. This is the equation. So this is the line y equals to x plus 2. The values of y that are less than equals to x plus 2. So we will see that is below this line. We will see. And then you have the parabola. Yes. This is minus 2, minus 4, minus 2, minus 1, 1. So this is the parabola, x less than minus y square, x less than minus y square. That are the, first it was y less than equals to x plus 2. That is simply the line y equals to x plus 2, where the values of y that are less than also are included in the region of integration, less than x plus 2. That is the values of y that are lying below this line, so on its right side. And then you have the parabola x less than equals to minus y square. So here it is a parabola, and clearly in between two, when values of y lies between minus 2 less than equals to 1. That is, y equals to minus 2 is here, y equals to 1 is here. So this is the region of integration. X less than equals to minus y square, that is on its your values of x less than minus y square. So in between these parabola and line. So this is the region of integration. Now you have plotted. Now let us now see that how to find the limits of integration. The motive here is to find the integral, this one. So now we have to find the integral I is equals to r, now the r is given, or let's say the region is your r, say the region is r, and area was dx dy, so this is du. Now what he has given, or let me write it as d by dx. This is what we are expected to find. That's the reason of integration. I have just plotted the points of intersection taking the help from the previous figure, points of intersection. Now the question is that I need to find the integral. I need to find the integral, whatever is given here, I need to find this integral. I need to find this integral, and that is how, by changing the order of integration. Now see, this is your y equals to minus 2 and this is here. Okay. Either I am taking this question, or earlier my question was that in this question I consider first the limits of integration with respect to, or here it is. Yes, here I consider the limits of integration xy. Now come to the point that now we are going to discuss. Then we reverse the order of integration. This was a thing told to you how to draw the graph region of integration using the limits of integration. Now come to the actual point that we need to find this integral. First integrating with respect to y, then with respect to x. Now you can see when I draw an imaginary line crossing through this region, because since I need to find the limits of integration first with respect to y, so I need an imaginary vertical line crossing through this region. So you can see this imaginary line, wherever I draw, it always enters through this region. And when it leaves, does it leave from same line or same boundary? No. Why? Because you can see here, up to here this is fine. It is a line y equals to x plus 2 where it is leaving. But if I have the imaginary line like this one, so if I have the imaginary like this one, this is entering at the parabola x equals to minus y square and leaving at the parabola. Whereas here imaginary line enters the parabola and leaves at the line. So now the two different things are coming. For some imaginary lines, it is entering through the parabola, leaving through the line. And for some imaginary lines, it is entering through the parabola, leaving through the parabola. So that is how now will this thing decide that you have to split the region into two or more parts, so that from whatever boundary it enters, it is same from every imaginary line. Whatever the region you consider, every imaginary line from wherever you enter, same line, same boundary, wherever it leaves, same line, same boundary. So here is the point of bifurcation. This is the point of bifurcation. Let me just make it little bit clear. Yes. So for this region of integration, here is the boundary of bifurcation, splitting. That is, if I consider the region up to this boundary, it will always, enter through the parabola. It will always enter through the parabola and leave through the line. So this is your, say, region R1. And for this region, whenever you consider any imaginary line, you consider this is say L1, this is say L2. You consider any imaginary line, it enters through the parabola and leaves through the parabola. So this is how you split the region, depending upon the boundary from where it is leaving and entering, so that the integral or the area you are finding are dA, which I have chosen in this case first with respect to y and then with respect to x, now gets split into these two regions. these two regions, dy dx. So let me just write it here, y is equal to this one, x equal to, I will do it right here. We will not write these things separately. We will just do it here as such. Okay, come to the reason 1. Come to the reason 1. This is your reason 1. You can see it is entering at this boundary, that is your parabola, and the equation of parabola is your x equals to minus y square. Since we need a value in terms of y, because we are finding the limit of integration of y first. So in terms of y, it is plus minus, it is your plus minus under root minus x. In terms of y, this is your plus minus minus under root x. So up to here, you can see the value of y is negative, so minus of under root minus x. So it is entering at y equals to minus of minus under root x. For this boundary, it is y is equal to, I can write it here, y equals to minus of under root minus x, because it is below x-axis, so y is going to be negative, so minus of under root minus x, and x itself is negative on the left hand side of y-axis, so minus of x will be positive. Now the line is leaving for this boundary here, for this reason here, and that is y equals to x plus 2. It is leaving the region at y equals to x plus 2. Done. Now the values of x that encloses all the vertical lines that can pass through this region. So values are x equals to minus 4, x equals to minus 1, x equals to minus 4, x equals to minus 1, that enclose all the vertical lines that crosses through this region. And this gives you x equals to minus 4, minus 1. Done. So one of the regions, limits of integrations are found. Now come to the reason 2. Here is your reason 2. Here is your reason 2. You can see here that for this reason, lines are entering through this boundary, and here it is y is equal to again minus of under root x. For this reason R2, let me write this as R2, they are entering at y equals to minus under root x. However, they are leaving at this boundary, that is this boundary, and here y is above x-axis, so y is equal to under root of minus x. Why? Because it is above x-axis, so y is positive. It is no doubt entering through the region, same parabola, leaving through the same parabola, but the values of y that we need will be different. So it is y equals to under root of minus x. And now the values of x from here to here, this is 0, 0, so minus 1 to 0. So values of x are minus 1 to 0, that includes all the horizontal, vertical lines that can cross through this region. So this is how we split the region. So now you can see the difference why I choose to integrate first with respect to x in this question. The reason was because when you are free to take any order of integration, you look at the region of integration and try to integrate with respect to variable when there is no splitting of a region. If there is splitting of a region, then you must avoid that if it is possible. Otherwise, when you, first thing that you must avoid the splitting of region. For that, you must look at the region of integration and then integrate as per your region of integration, just to avoid the splitting. That is what we done here when we integrate first with respect to x and then with respect to y. However, for the questions where a splitting of region is there, mostly the question are asked like this one, that we will force you to reverse or change the order of integration, because on changing or reversing the order of integration, there is definitely going to be the splitting of region. Most of the cases that are usually asked in the question, there is definitely going to be splitting of region in 2 or 3 parts. So in that case, whatever the question of reversing the order is given, definitely it is going to split, and then you can find the regional integration limit from the given splitted region of integration. And in this case, the answer is your 9/2. So this is the concept of changing the order of integration or choosing the limits of integration based upon the region of integration so as to avoid the splitting if it is possible. But since the question of order of integration when there is a reversing, it is asked, then definitely most of the cases the region is going to be split, and then you have to do that like we did it in this case. Okay, so I think this is complete now. Till for the next lecture. Thanks a lot.